Hi, everyone. My name is Elena, and today I'm going to be taking you through a prenatal flow. So before we start, I just want to briefly kind of explain what is it going to be. I'm currently in my third trimester, 34-ish weeks at this point. So my workout definitely has been changing throughout this pregnancy. But even though I'm in my third trimester, this whole workout is going to be suitable for clearly everybody. Even if you're not pregnant, it's still great for your pelvic floor, for your core, stuff like that. So really excited to take you through this. I challenged my body in so many ways during this pregnancy just because it's new to me, and I had to find ways to move my body, but at the same time make me feel better and just kind of, figure out how to prevent or treat certain issues. So, for example, back pain, sciatica, around ligament pain. I didn't have a lot of it. I know some people struggle way more, and we can chat after if you have any questions on ways how to prevent it or treat it as well. But these moves that I'm doing today definitely helped me to feel better every single day and also maintain my activity level throughout the entire pregnancy as well. So we're going to start with a nice gentle warm-up, moving to a sequence number 1, which is going to be more of a dynamic movement. Sequence number 2 is going to be more of a isolation for core and glutes, and we're going to finish up with some more stretches as well. So let me know if you have any questions before we start. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to turn up the music just a little bit more as well, and we're going to get started in just about a minute. So, and also if you want to let me know which trimester you're in, I would love to know that as well. Awesome. Michelle says second trimester and be more active. Absolutely. I know it's hard to sometimes be active, so that's why we're here, just taking you through a little activity today. It could be something like walking every single day, but supplementing it with something like this would definitely help you to feel a little bit better. So I'm going to hop on my mat, and we're going to start with a nice warm up. All right. So for the warm up, we're going to start nice and easy in your squat position. So during pregnancy, I've been doing lots and lots of squats, and they've been absolutely helping me to stretch my inner thighs and just keeping my back and core strong. So weight is going to be in your heels. You're going to be going to a little wider version of the squat as well. Think about a sumo squat. The feet are going to be at about 11 and 1. Shoulders are relaxed and down. Chest is forward, looking straight forward as well. From here, you're going into your squat about 90 degrees. If you can, you don't need to go all the way down. On your way up, arms overhead, exhale. So inhale down, exhale up. We're going to be here for a few more seconds before we switch the direction of our hands and also utilize your obliques here. Exhale up. Squeeze your glutes at the top, making sure you're avoiding arch in your lower back. Just about 2 to 3 more. Last one. And from here, we're going to go again into squats, but now we're going to go into your side stretch as you're coming out of the squat. Again, the same thing here. Exhale to the top. Inhale down. So my first appointment with my midwife and my OB, they actually told me to do at least 50 squats a day. And honestly, I've been following that rule religiously. On the days that I don't feel like working out, I just do squats and consider it as my activity for the whole day. So doesn't mean that it's going to make your labor or pregnancy easier, but I found throughout this journey that squats have been essential for my everyday activity to maintain not only strength in my lower body, but also flexibility and mobility. 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Feet are going to be a little bit closer together. Hands are going to be on your hips. We're going to go into a few neck rolls. Think about full range of motion here as well. Nice and easy. Also, you need to remember that during pregnancy, your ligaments become a little bit more relaxed. You might notice a little bit more cracking in your joints, totally normal. Just switch direction the other side. So you have to be very mindful that not to overstretch as well. 3, 2, 1. A little bit wider stance here. Feet are parallel to each other. We're gonna go into a hip circle. So drawing the biggest circle with your hips, as big as you can. Engage that core here, hugging the baby up and in, not letting your core completely relax. We're gonna go for about 10 to 15 circles one way before we switch. And throughout the entire workout, think about your core as our belly expands. It's really easy to stop feeling your core. Before becoming pregnant, I was very mindful about my core. And when I lost it, due to it being thin and stretched out, let's switch the direction. It became a little bit more challenging to maintain my balance, and you might notice that certain moves that you did before are a little bit more challenging. You don't feel as balanced anymore, and you need to be way more careful. So definitely throughout the entire workout, pay attention to your core and not letting your belly completely relax. So hugging the baby up and in is how I like to visualize it in my head to keep my core engaged. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna come down on all fours. That's the next movement that I've been using every single day to hold my back. So stacking your shoulders right over your wrists, and also making sure your hips on top of the knees as well. If you're a little bit later in your pregnancy, making sure you're not going with an arch in your back, but instead pushing the floor slightly away here. Soft elbows from here, then inhale, look up, slide arch. When you exhale, engage your core and arch, going to that arch to your back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. In many yoga classes that I've been taking, and also my midwife, she did recommend to do at least 40 to 80 reps of cat-cow every single day. And again, it's been super, super useful for me just because I did have back pain when I started my 28th week, and I feel like daily practice really helped me to maintain pain-free since I fixed that issue. Just a few more reps here. Exhale, push the floor away, look up, inhale. 2 more at your own pace. And 1 more here. And bring it down. Staying right here in your tabletop position. Music is down, but I'm going to fix it in just a second. Hugging the belly in here and not relaxing your core. Opposite leg, opposite arm is going to be extended in a bird dog. We are also training your glutes and your back today, and then switch. If it's too challenging, if you're going side to side, you can go with just the leg or just the arm. You don't need to do both arm and leg at the same time. So sometimes when I don't feel as balanced, I just do my legs one at a time, but we are focusing on your core. So at your own pace, choosing your appropriate level and going through this movement, bird dog. It's also a great movement for your pelvic floor, making sure everything is engaged here. You're not shaking side to side or back and forth. Keep the torso as stable as possible. Just a few more here at your own pace, squeezing your glutes here, engaging your core and upper back. 3, 2, 1, let it go. I'm gonna face the camera from here, stay in tabletop. Come out of your tabletop very carefully, engaging your core. From here, you can extend your right leg to the side. Make sure it's parallel to the edge of the mat here as well. Shoulders down and back. We're gonna stretch your core, and also at the same time, we're gonna be stretching, but at the same time, we're gonna be utilizing your obliques when you move side to side. So, placing your one hand down, extend the opposite hand up and over. Big stretch. Exhale, engage your core, then squeeze the sides here, stretch the opposite side. So moving side to side, at your own pace, not only stretching your back and your core, but also utilizing those oblique muscles that keep your torso upright as we switch. Going at your own pace today, making sure you're not pushing yourself too hard. If at any point you feel dizzy or you need a break, grab a water, making sure you're taking a break as much as you need to. So very important to be mindful in the very beginning, your early first trimester, and also as you're approaching third trimester, it's very important. Normally second trimester is when you feel your best. And again, if you're at some point don't feel great, just stop, relax, and hop back in whenever you're ready. Let's switch the sides here, feet together, extend the opposite leg, again making sure it's parallel to the edge of the mat, and go for the movement here. Paying attention to your breath here, exhale and inhale mindfully here with your movements. Just a few more here. Hugging the belly, up and in. 3, 2, 1, let go. We're gonna go through the sequence number 1. So, with the sequence number 1, you're gonna be going through 3 different movements. Every movement we're gonna go for about 45 to 50 seconds. I'm gonna show you them one after another. And we're gonna start with your squats. So, for the squat, wider stance, just like in the warm up. Feet are out at 11 and 1. So from here, we're gonna go in your sumo squat to pulse to a hold. So for about 15 to 20 seconds, we're gonna be going in your regular sumo squat, pulsing it out for about 15 to 20 seconds, and finish off with a 10-second hold. So as you squat down, your hips, making sure they're right on top of your knees if you're in the first or second trimester. If your belly is a little bit larger, go for a wider stance. So I'm going for a wider stance today. You're gonna lower down, avoid arching your lower back, pushing hips slightly forward, hugging your belly up and in. Going down to about 90 degrees, or even less than that if you have limited range of motion today. Pick it up with control, squeeze the glutes and inner thighs. About 20 seconds there. Then we're gonna pulse it out at the lowest level that you have, and finish up with a 10-second hold. We're gonna start all together. Remember, just about 45 seconds of work before we move into the next movement. Let's go in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. Nice and easy to start here. I like to place my hands on my belly and my back to make sure I'm maintaining control with my core engagement, but also with my back. It's about 10 more seconds before I pulse it out. In 3, in 2, and 1. Stay low. We are pulsing it out just about 15 seconds here, but keep thinking about what's coming next as you hold. So we're strengthening the inner thighs, we're strengthening your glutes, strengthening your thighs, all the important muscles that you're going to be using during labor. So very important to keep that area super strong. 3, 2, 1, and hold here. It's about 10 seconds. Hands are going to be right in front of you, maybe on your belly and your back. Last 3, 2, 1. Pick it up, shake it out. Grab your water. Grab a towel, whatever you need to do while I'm explaining move number 2. So, for the second movement, we're going to be utilizing your bilateral movements, meaning we're going to be using one leg at a time. So, you're going to start at the front of your mat. We're going to step back, slide back in that front leg, extend your arms right in front of you. Pick it up with control. So we're going into a lunge, extend your arms, reach, and back to center. Engage your core the entire time. We have about 10 seconds before we get started. We have about 30 seconds on one side, then 30 seconds on the other. Let's go together in 3, in 2, 1. Here we go. Lunge, pick it up, exhale. Very strong front leg here. Ground it down to the mat. and engage your core. Extend, pick it back up. So going at your own pace. If I go a little bit too fast, just slow it down here. 2 more all together. Last one. And let it go. Shake it out. You want the other side to go home. I'm gonna balance it out. In 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. 30 seconds. The other side. Slide back in the front leg. We're not going for the full lunge. If you can, if you feel like you are ready for the full lunge, you can go ahead and lunge even more, challenging your own mobility for today. However, you do not need to do that if your belly is a little bit bigger, if your range of motion is limited. 2 more. Last 2. Last 1. And bring it down. Nice job to you. Shake it out. The last move for the sequence, we're going to be on the floor. So 2, safely lower down on the floor, making sure you go through your side. So first, come on your side, and then back. We're not going to be in your back for a long time. Shoulder width apart in your stance here. From here, making sure that you're also going for the pelvic tilt, avoiding arching your lower back, pushing your pelvis forward. So from here, you're going to engage your core, engage your glutes, push-ups up into the sky, let it go down with control. Same idea as in squats. We're going to go for a regular full bridge, a pulse, and a hold. About 45 seconds altogether. So lower down on the floor carefully, and let's get started. In 3, in 2, and 1, let's go. Squeeze all the way up into the sky. The knees are out. Let it go with control. Gently tap the floor with your glutes as you lower down. 1 vertebrae at a time. We're not dropping your hips down. We're going for a gentle movement. Just about 10 seconds before we stay at the top and pulse it out. Let's pulse it out in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go. Stay nice and high, just about an inch up and down. Nothing crazy here. We are going for the hold in 3, in 2, 1. Let's go. Holding here just 10 seconds. Last 3, 2, 1. 1 vertebrae at a time. Lower it down to the floor. To come out, roll to your side, push the floor away. We're going to come down into sequence number 2. A little bit more isolation for your core, your pelvic floor, and your glutes. So I'm going to start laying on your side. We're going to do everything on one side, then everything on the other. So choose your favorite side to start. Lower down on the ground. You can grab your head and wave one arm. We're going for the lower leg slightly bent for stability. The other one is going to be pointed to the other side of the room. Engage in the core. If you need to, you can place that top hand right in front of you for stability as well. We're going up and down, working on the abductors over here. About 30 seconds. And we're going for the circle one way and then the other. I'm going to guide you through the whole thing. For now, engage your core. Making sure chest is forward. We're going simply up and down with pointed toes for about 30 seconds. Let's get started. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go up and down. Slightly tap the floor. On the way to the top, hold for just a second. Feel the engagement on your side glute here. Just about halfway. 15 more seconds. Engaging the core. Yes, we're working on our glutes, which is super important for your back health, but also on your obliques and your core at the same time. So you can place your forehand on your belly and feel the engagement here as well. Last 3, 2, 1. Going for the biggest circle, one direction first. Choosing your direction, in front, before, we can switch them anyways. So it doesn't matter which way you go right now. Point your toe here. It's going to be even more core engagement as you move your legs to the front and back. We're gonna switch in 3, 2, 1. The other side, biggest circle, making sure you're not swinging back and forth here. Keep your torso stable. 10 more seconds. Last 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Bring your knees together. Bend your knees here as well. Toes together. We're gonna go into clam, but modified version. From here, we're gonna be going with your toes and your heels up. You're gonna open up your knees. Then you're gonna send your toe up onto the side, feeling that engagement in your glutes. Toes together, knees together. So open up, toes up, toes together, knees together. We're gonna be here for 30 seconds. Then we're gonna switch to the other side and complete the same sequence. So let's get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Open those knees. Toes are out. Toes together. Knees together. At your own pace, go nice and slow. We're working on your external and internal rotations. Both movements are extremely important for your mobility, and also will be very handy during labor. That last 5 seconds here, about 1 to 2 more reps. 3, 2, 1, and gently let it go. You just roll to the other side. We're going to switch the direction here. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. The glutes should be already burning. So starting with a pointed toe, lower leg in as a big angle, place your hand right in front of you for stability, maybe on your belly to feel adhesion in your core. Point that top leg as well. Up and down for 30 seconds. Let's go. Holding at the top. Let it go down with control. We're halfway here, 15 seconds and 15 more to go before we go into those circles here. Just think about those mindful movements, connecting your mind to the muscles that you're feeling, the side glute, the core, and even your back here to the elongation. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for the circle. Biggest one you can possibly draw with your leg. Again, making sure you're not swinging side to side, back and forth here is gonna be the purpose of core engagement here. The more stable you are, the more core engagement you have. Let's switch direction in 3, 2, 1. Let's go the other side. You might notice that one side is a little bit easier to do than the other. It's totally normal. We're not symmetrical. That's why we do this single leg movements to train one side of the body and then the other equally. 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Knees together. We're going for that angle. So the toes and your heels are up to start. Remember, we're going to clam, and then we open up that heel up into the sky here. So knees together to start. Open up. The toes are up. Toes together. Knees together. In 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go. Working on an internal, external rotation here. Great way to not only build up your glute strength, but also work on the mobility. As I said, it's super important during labor as well. Engage in that core here. A few more reps. Just feel the glute burning. Last 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Bring it down, knees together here. We're gonna come down on all your fours to finish up your strength portion for today before we go into your gentle stretch. So we're gonna finish up with 5 hydrants. During this movement, you're not only training your core, but also your glutes. So you can use any weights or wrist weights, ankle weights for this one. But we're just going to be learning the movement without any of that. Shoulders
right on top of your wrist, hips on top of your knees. Engage that core here, push that core away. So we're gonna be here for 30 seconds on each side. Maintain 90 degrees in each of the knees here as well. You're gonna extend the knee to the side, open up, let it go down through shoulder. You might not go all the way up parallel to the floor, but try to go as high as you can. If you have bands, you can use the bands for this movement as well. Place them right on top of your knees. So 30 seconds here, hugging the baby, up and in here, engaging the core. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, making sure you're not swinging side to side here, holding at the top for just a second, engaging your core and engaging your glutes. You don't need to go all the way up. You're going to feel the burn here. Less than 10 here. It's your last movement before we stretch. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Shake it out. Move your hips side to side. We're going to switch the other leg. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Open up and down. Engaging your core. Engaging the pelvic floor here as well. We got less than 10 more seconds here. Checking in with your form. Push that form away. Last 2. The last 1. And let it go down. Nice job, team. We're going to finish up with your stretches. So, to cool down, meet me on the floor. Crisscross your legs if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, make sure you have a pillow or a yoga block to place under your glutes to elevate yourself a little bit more. So we're going to start with your circles. Circles have been also a lifesaver for me. I do them on my medicine ball, just standing up like we did in the beginning. It's a great way to stretch your pelvis, your hips, just bring on mobility that sometimes can be lacking during pregnancy. So from here, you're gonna shift your whole chest and your body weight to the front here. Sit bones are still on the floor, and going into your rounded back here and forward. So big circles with your entire torso here. Go into a chin tuck as well for a neck stretch as well. Chest forward, then exhale, chest back, round your back. It's very similar to cat and cow. We're just going to the seated position and also stretching out your hips. Let's switch direction, the other side. I don't really care about how we ever something about you gives me 3, 2, and 1. Meet me in your tabletop position and send your hips up into the sky. If it does not feel good, you can go into your seated position with your toes are tucked in for that toe stretch instead. But if you can, going with me to your down dog position, going as wide as you need to with your stance here. Send your hips up to the sky and parallel your feet one at a time. If it does not feel good, if you start being dizzy, or just stop this stretch. But if you feel good, making sure you're trying to go down with your hips to the floor. Be careful. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring your hands to your feet here. Slide back in your knees around your back and come on up one little bit at a time as well. Keep me in the middle of your mat, wider stance, right hand up and over, and hold here. So you sit up as well. It's a great way to stretch your rib area. I have been having some rib pain just because of the baby trying to keep me in my ribs daily. So this stretch brings a little bit more of that, what do you call it? Not only stretches out those muscles, it also brings a little bit more space for the baby in there. Let's switch these sides. Holding it here for just a few more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. All right, team, nice job. Let me know if you got any questions. I'm gonna stick around after this workout. If you have any questions about pregnancy, about things that you can do that I've been doing that helped me. I love sharing just because I did so much research and just went through so much information. And it can definitely be super overwhelming just because internet is cruel and throws all this information at us all the time. All right, so the questions, what weight size do you suggest during pregnancy? So this could be very, very individual about the weights that you use during your pregnancy. I was actually doing CrossFit and strength training before. I was able to maintain the same thing during the first 20 weeks. And then I just felt like my body was not handling well. So now I actually prefer those workouts that are a little bit more body weight, Pilates, stuff like that. So there's no one size fits all for what weights you can use for pregnancy. First of all, make sure you talk to your provider. Normally what my provider told me is that, whatever you were doing before, you're most likely be able to do during pregnancy, and that was true for me. But I have lots of other friends that are currently pregnant that unfortunately weren't able to do the same thing. So do what feels right. I would say try to do what you did before and see how you feel, and you can always lower down your weights one workout at a time. That's what has been happening for me. Do you follow a specific meal plan for pregnancy? I have no idea how to fix or eat besides fruit. Funny, I was actually vegan for 8 years before I became pregnant, and that pregnancy totally changed everything for me, just because I started having cravings for animal products, and I'm not the person who tells myself no. So I started eating animal products as well. The meal plan that I personally follow is kind of, I try to eat whole foods as much as I can. Honestly, only because nothing else seems or feels right for me right now. I started being very, very intolerant to sugar and gluten, which I never was before. So anything, not sugar like fruits, but sugar like candy and stuff like that. So I feel absolutely horrible every time I eat something like that now. Again, it wasn't like this before I became pregnant. So eating as much whole, fresh foods as I can has been like a lifesaver for me. And adding quality meats and eggs, grains, beans, stuff like that has been great. And I was able to maintain what they call like healthy weight. But again, just going with something that feels right. It's the whole idea behind Vitality Project and just my training in general, and what I usually recommend my clients is go by what feels right and what feels best. No plan fits all. And I have a friend who does fantastic right now. She's 28 weeks on vegan diet. I wasn't able to do that, so I was listening to my body and my cravings, and right now being on whole foods diet and having those quality meats and fats in my diet has been working really, really good. And thank you, Becky. It's my first pregnancy. I was never pregnant before, so it definitely has been very, very different. Trying to find myself. I was always an active person. I was personal training coach for many, many years, and find my body change so much, and my how I feel on a day-to-day basis has been very challenging, and because I just haven't been changing much in the past 10 years. And so that change has been definitely crazy for me. And finding really what works best and doing my own research
helped me a lot. Not listening to whatever people try to suggest you, or just like picking things out of internet and stuff like that. But really, doing what feels good for you. My husband always laughs, like he was saying, I thought, you're always saying how you're just going to be doing like this CrossFit and everything and being vegan throughout the entire pregnancy before I even became pregnant. And now I'm pregnant and I'm doing like Pilates and I'm eating minimal products all the time. So just, don't have expectations for your body. Just listen to your body. It knows best. And making sure you pay attention to those cravings that you might have. My cravings are under control. Try to limit sugar. Yeah, in the beginning, it was definitely hard. I didn't have morning sickness or anything like that, but I definitely had like bad cravings for sugar. Then I actually went home, which is Russia for me, for 2 months. And I just decided not to eat anything like this there, just because I have my wonderful mom that was able to cook for me. That I feel like that kind of regulated my taste buds a little bit more, since I was having more home cooked foods, and they were very like simple and plain, nothing like crazy. So that was helping me to limit my sugar intake, just regulating the taste buds with simple foods and stuff like that. Drinking lots of water, any trail mix. But honestly, this is what I'm talking about. You found what seems to work for you. And that's, I think for me also, that's been crucial to find what works best for me. Like for me, if I feel like I cannot eat anything or I cannot hold anything down, it's been like eggs and toast. That's like go-to. I can eat it for every single meal now. With the water though, I'm not sure how you do it, but I cannot, well, first of all, I mean, we pee like all the time, like every 5 minutes. But also, by the end of the day, it's just, I have no space in my belly to hold any sort of liquid. So I'm not sure how you guys doing that, but drinking water, as much as I try to do it as much as I can, but with all other liquids I drink during the day, it's been a challenge to have lots of water. So if you're able to drink lots of water, I'm very jealous because sometimes it's hard for me. But thank you very much for all the wonderful words that you've been saying in a group chat. I really appreciate you all taking this class, and I do hope that it made you feel better or gave you some ideas on how to move during pregnancy. It doesn't need to be complicated, it doesn't need to be anything crazy. If you don't feel like it, this is my most movement most of the days. I try to walk as much as I can as well. In Florida, it's hard because it's like super hot outside. But if you can walk on a treadmill or in the mall or anything like that, that's been helping me to feel a little bit more alive as well. And just getting as much rest as you can. That's also would be my little suggestion, because once you hit the third trimester, your body will literally tell you that you need to go take a nap. So listen to your body, keep moving as much as first of all, what feels best, and take care of yourself. And I hope you all have wonderful whatever weeks you have left in your pregnancy, and that you feel good, and getting excited to meet your little babies. So enjoy the rest of your day, and reach out to me if you have any questions at all.